strong in faith.
Faith can move mountains. Radio Maria 91.3 FM.
The voice of truth.
Good evening and welcome to yet another beautiful Tuesday evening on Radio Maria 91.3 FM, the voice of truth. It's another beautiful Tuesday evening to you, our wonderful listeners. For those who keep a date with us every Tuesday, we want to say thank you for always being here to listen to us and to listen to health tips, healthier you on things that will keep you healthy. I know most of us are closing from work today, trying to get home with the whole hassles. Take it easy one day at a time, one step at a time, and we'll get to our destinations. Today is a very important day in the life of medicals because there's a set of people we want to talk about again today. We talked about them last week and we felt it's necessary for us to this week celebrate them again, which is their major week. This week is their week, and it's no other set of people than the nursing profession. Today, I'm joined in the studio by guests who are going to give us the tips of being a better nurse. And trust me, they are seasoned nursing professionals. And I know for you out there, some of you want to do nursing. In fact, everybody today is doing nursing now. Like if you go to social media, everybody's okay. We have nursing assistant school, how to be a nurse, because of course everybody wants to japa, and nursing has become like number one avenue of going out of the country. But of course, we all will be here to make it better. So today, joined with me in the studio is no other than Nurse Priska Njoko. She's a pediatric nurse with the National Hospital, and also with us, a wonderful guest too, Nurse Fumilayo Israel. She's also a nurse and a midwife, also with National Hospital. It's a privilege really because these people don't have time. If you know how they work around the clock, but because it's their week, they're here to celebrate it with us. So we'll meet them in a bit and then we'll delve right into the program. Don't touch that dial. Welcome back, our beautiful listeners. It's Radio Maria 91.3 FM, the voice of truth. And the program again is Healthier You. It's a program that we air every Tuesday by 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. to give you health tips on how to live healthier, on how to be wealthy. Because it's only those who are healthy that can be wealthy. And we started the program by telling you that today we are celebrating a very special set of people. The nurses, the nursing profession. I'm sure most of you would agree with me that it's a profession that it's for saints. So today we have two saints with us in the studios actually, and they will introduce themselves and we'll delve right into who is a nurse and how beautiful nurses are. So can we meet you, ma'am, please, Nurse Priska Njoko?
Good evening, Nigerians. I'm Jacob Priska, a nurse midwife and a pediatric nurse. I work with National Hospital Abuja in the neonatal unit of the hospital.
Okay, that's Nurse Priska. She just talked about where she works. Neonatal, when we say neonatal, I'm sure later she will explain it to us. You will know how sensitive that department is. So Nurse Fumilayo, please can we meet you, please?
Good afternoon, Nigerians. Pleasure to meet with you all on this golden platform. As earlier introduced, my name is Fumilayo Israel. I'm also a nurse at the National Hospital department as well.
Okay, so we've met our two guests, Nurse Priska and Nurse Fumilayo. Permit me to refer to you with those your first names for the purpose of the program. Okay, when we say a nurse, everybody's like nurse. Everybody wants to be a nurse. Some people don't even know what it takes to be a nurse. So when we say a nurse, who is a nurse? Nurse Priska, I will start with you first. Who is a nurse?
A nurse is that person that have undergone a specified training for nurses. We have specified period, and then you have start for an examination and pass. The examination is that the Nursing Council of Nigeria said. You have to start for it and pass. And then be registered to practice as a nurse in Nigeria. In Nigeria, elsewhere we have different boards.
Okay.
Before you can practice, you must be in the council's register.
Wow, so we've heard it. It's not everybody that is a nurse. She was very specific about being a registered nurse in that location. When it comes to Nigeria as a country, you have to be registered as a nurse. Nurse Fumilayo, Nurse Priska has just told us it's a registered nurse who has sat for exam. What's the registered nurse's role in healthcare in our country, in the healthcare system generally?
Yes, the registered nurses role, they are a council. We have the nursing council. Is a body under the Ministry of Health, and this body has been given the license to actually regulate the practices, the training, the licensing and the practices of nursing in Nigeria. And so they come up with specified nursing training period, and they also conduct examination, and when you are fit, you are licensed to practice by the same body in Nigeria.
Okay, wow. So we've heard it from both of them. If you want to be a nurse, this is the first step. You have to first of all start that school process, the rigorous school process. It's not just anybody comes out and says, I'm a nurse, and then we follow the person and agree to the nurse and say, okay, this is... What do nurses do in the hospitals? What do they do?
Nurses are the heartbeats of the hospital. Their roles are numerous. We have independent role of a nurse, interdependent role,
Okay.
and dependent role of a nurse.
Wow.
So when you comes to the independent role of a nurse, that is where nursing comes as a profession, and each profession has their body of knowledge. So it's from this independent duty of a nurse that you will be able to see a patient and start something before even the patient sees a doctor. And we have something that we call nursing process.
Okay, please tell us about the nursing process. Let's make nursing interesting. What's our nursing process? Let's make nursing
That
interesting.
nursing process,
Yes.
we have steps. When the patient comes in, the first thing that you do, you assess the patient. You will be able to say, okay, this patient comes in with a fever.
Okay.
You make your own nursing diagnosis.
Oh,
It's
wow.
not something that we'll do here on radio. But I just want to you make your own judgments as
Yes.
patients that is being presenting to you what and what you do. Okay, this patient has come with a fever. What do you do as a nurse?
Nurse
You go ahead and do that.
process.
You know you have to check the patient. You have your vital signs. As I'm talking now,
Vital
the
signs
roads,
that make people run
the-
away from hospitals.
the roads, the roads are coming in as you
Okay.
are talking about this and this nursing process.
Yes.
There you get a detailed information from the patient,
Yes.
subjective and objective data. You get it. This will guide your judgment as to arrive at the nursing diagnosis. Then you do something for the patient before even the other health teams comes in. That's your independent nursing care. Those things that you can do on your own without any interference from the other
Healthcare
medical health
providers.
professionals. Then you have the interdependent. That's the work that you do as a team,
Okay.
where your team spirit is needed.
Very
You
much.
can't work in a hospital setup if you don't have that team spirit.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to accommodate the other healthcare providers. You have the physiotherapist, you have the doctor, you have the pharmacist, you have the dietitian, you have the cleaners. They are
Yes,
also
very
part of the health
important,
team,
yes.
because you need to be in an environment that is conducive and friendly in order to achieve optimal health. So that's the interdependence. And when it comes to the dependent role of a nurse, is where the doctor They have their diagnosis. They have seen this patient. They wrote a drug. That one you do. That's you do that. But if you can be able to give a dependent nursing care, quality nursing care, you have to be very knowledgeable. You have to know your drugs. You have to know what and what, so that even a human being, at times you can make mistakes. If you don't know your words, you will also not be able to pick that. So you have to be knowledgeable enough to be able to do that duty as a dependent care.
Wow, a lot. The role of nurses. Wow, we have independent and dependent.
We have independent. That's as a profession of its own, the body of knowledge that guides nurses. You have interdependent, where you work as a team. Then you have dependent, the prescriptions, those things, diseases, that's the dependent aspect. And above all, nurse role as an advocate cannot be overemphasized.
Wow.
You have to speak for your patient. Like those of us that are in the pediatric section, I stayed in neonatal unit then. The first 28 days of life, those children that had issues, medical issues, they are admitted in a unit and they are cared for.
Well, the neonatal.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what when we
Neonatal
talk about
period is 28
neonatal,
days of life.
28 days of life. So we've heard it, because most of us, when we hear neonatal, we'll be asking, what's neonatal? So neonatal is that first days
28 days of life.
First 28 days of life.
Those are the key. Nurse is a health educator. We do all that. A lot of work that the nurse
these
does.
nurses, you people are like the backbone of the health profession, because everything you've mentioned here, it's like the hospital is just built around the nurses. The hospital can actually survive with just one nurse. Like, you come in, a nurse is trying to check everything. It's a nurse that says, oh, this is that and that is this. Wow. If you're just joining us, we're celebrating the nurses. It's their nursing week. The nursing profession is a beautiful profession, if you agree with me. If you're just joining us, call us, tell us your contributions, your observations, your love for nurses, because last week a lot of people wanted to call in and we had a lot of issues. So if you're with us today, you can also call in and tell us your experiences with nurses and in the hospitals, and what you think that nurses can do to be better. And phone line still remains 081 084 475 18. 081 084 475 18. If you can't get us on that line, there's another line you can also call, 0700 123 7990 7990. I'll take it again, 0700 123 7990. And then another line, 0700 123 7991. So any of the numbers you can actually call. Please, we're waiting for you, our beautiful callers, to tell us your experiences and appreciate our nurses in the house. If your celebration can actually ginger them to work better. So please just call in and tell us your contributions. So, Nurse Fumilayo, okay, we have a caller already. Oh, they were just waiting for us to open the phone lines. Okay, please, good evening. Your location and your name and location, please. Hello, good evening. Okay, please, your location and your name.
My name is Claire. I'm calling from Lugbe.
Claire from Lugbe. Okay.
Okay, so I'd like to comment that my mom was a nurse. She's been gone for some years now.
Oh, sorry about that.
I remember her with a lot of love, and because of the way she was, very caring and very loving, not just for us, her children, but
Every
for
other person around.
every other person around.
I know that
in
feeling.
school, if she comes to visit in school, you just say, oh, my friend is ill. Mama will look for a way to
It's in their DNA, they will always find a way.
So in fact there was a time something
True.
that can be very, very nasty.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
but I wish that they would know the gift that God has given them in taking care of people.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. I also appreciate it when I heard you talking about nurses and
Oh
you said,
wow.
oh, share your experience.
Yes.
Nurses.
Okay, so Claire, we'll just give you a shout out because you're the first person to call on our show today. So are you getting our shout out, Claire?
Oh, wow.
Oh, thank you for calling in. Thank you for
We
being our first
appreciate
caller.
that.
Okay, so the nurses they are
Thank
also
you.
appreciating you. Nurse.
Thank you for calling
Thank
in.
you.
You are our daughter. Thank you. You're most
Okay, can we get the next caller, please? Hello, good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Grant. I'm calling from Central.
Okay, Grant. What's your contribution?
Yeah, I want to appreciate the mom in the house.
Oh wow.
May God continue to bless all the nurses.
Amen.
My wife is a nurse, she's a midwife,
Okay.
and
And I'm
she's
sure you can
caring.
testify, yes.
I don't know why nurses are too, they are too caring, I don't know why.
That's their calling, no. It's their
Their
calling, no.
calling is just to care about us, know how we are doing. They can ask you 100 questions, they want to know how you are feeling.
Yes.
They are just too wonderful, and I pray God will continue to be with all of them.
Amen. Amen.
So, I want to talk to the mommy in the house.
Okay.
I have told my wife this, and I also want to tell her. I don't know why the is it Nurses Guild or Nurses Association? I don't know what they call it. If they can trash this, what is it called? All these people that call themselves nurses,
Okay.
that will just go under one tree and go and learn how to give injection and then come out and be wearing uniform. If they can end such, Nigeria will be a better place because now most times problems we're having is
It's
people
with
going to
those
one
ones. Yes.
woman under the tree to go
Do
and
we
take
still have
injection
those
to go
people
and
here?
give birth.
Wow. Yes.
So,
That's a problem, a major problem, really. It is.
so I don't know what they are looking at, what they are doing about. They should please do something about it
Mommy has taken.
because it's a beautiful profession.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes, you can respond.
If I have
Please.
my way, I want to become a nurse.
Okay, please.
You're welcome. You can come anytime, anytime. You are welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. You see, the change that we need will start from us. When you visit any health facility, private or whatsoever, and somebody comes in and wants to attend to you, ask that question: are you a registered nurse? Don't give yourself to such practices. When we start from there, definitely those people that are employing the quacks, they cannot continue. Now we should start it, and then the body will also. They are doing a lot about it. Especially now, they are doing a lot about that.
Yes.
And we'll get there.
It's a gradual process. Thank you, Grant, for calling in. I'm sure your wife has actually made you love the nurses so much. You know, nurses are like mothers. They care for anybody and anyone you see around. There are people that we would always run to in the night, in the morning, and they'll be ready to answer you. That's why we're celebrating the nurses today. Okay, we'll go right on a short break, and then when we come back, we'll continue with our program. Don't touch that down. Welcome back to LJU on Radio Maria 91.3 FM, the voice of truth. It's LJU, it's a program, the health program that airs every Tuesday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And today is a special day in the health system, the healthcare system. We are celebrating the very special set of people, the nurses. The nurses, they are people you can never underestimate. There are people you can never get tired of seeing, even in your happy times, giving birth. Okay, we have a caller, they were waiting for us. Okay, please, what's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Jude. I'm calling you from Karimo.
Okay, Jude. Can we hear
Yeah,
you, please?
I want to speak on nurses. You know, nurses are very wonderful people. I love them. Even when you go to hospital, the way they treat you, the way they talk to you, it's very nice. But there's one thing that bothers me I want to say, like I said, that is said. You know, it's not everybody that that the nurse have opportunity to work on the general hospital
Yes.
or get work in a very big hospital. What I want to suggest, some nurses, like what
these nurses are, some of them are delivering children, some of them. At least you people to go and investigate them, know whether they qualify to be nurse or not.
Okay. Those ones claiming to be midwives.
Go there and investigate them if they are qualified to be nurse, they should be given certificate to see what they are doing. But if they are not qualified to be nurse, that one to be cancelled and removed from the society
Yes.
so that we know who is part nurse and who is the original nurse. And
Thank you.
because if you go to like ceremony and living, many of them are there. Some of them may not know the one is rain or not.
Not, yes.
And you go to other places, all these places in Nigeria or other states, you will see them to know what the one is rain or not. Just to investigate them and know who is the rain and who is not the rain. One.
Okay, Jude. Thank you so much, Jude, for calling. I'm sure the nurses are taking notes. The other person who just called raised it too. We have another caller on the line, please. Your name and where are you calling from? Okay, we've lost that call. So we've been having one issue being raised. Okay, we have the call. Yes, please.
Hello?
Good evening. Where are you calling from?
This is Yellow. I'm calling. I'm calling from.
Sorry, where? Suleja?
Yes, I'm calling from Suleja.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Elochukwu, for calling in. Okay, can we hear you, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, Elochukwu.
All right. Number one, I want to appreciate our nurses all over Nigeria and all over the world.
Okay.
They are wonderful. They are trying. My younger sister is a nurse too. And apart from, maybe just as somebody said that they are caring, they are very caring. Maybe from that profession, she learned that caring part of her life. She's been wonderful.
Yes.
Having said that, nursing profession, like any other profession, do not lack or does not lack some professional
Set of
professionals
people, yes.
that sometimes you don't feel at home with some of maybe because the people have. Hello?
Hello, Elochukwu, we are with you, please. Continue.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Elochukwu.
All right. Maybe because we have different characters, different upbringing, and some people are fearless.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't want to be. I don't want to sound indecent, but the truth is that there are something happened to me. Let me just quickly share the experience.
Okay.
When my father was in the hospital before he later died, there was this particular drug that was administered to him, and at a point, the doctor who was taking him saw that there was no need taking that drug again, and he wrote stop. But this, I don't know how it happened, but they continued giving that drug. At the point, there was a day my father almost died. So when luckily the doctor was around and he came, and when they kind of resuscitated him, doctor looked at the folder and discovered that they were sick. They continued giving this particular drug that is wrote stop. That's the thing. I felt my anger and I felt like, okay, let me just keep quiet because human beings, we are prone to some
mistakes,
errors.
yes.
But I don't. That is
gross one.
So
Yes.
after later became well and so on and so. But let me say this before I drop.
Okay.
I have one experience where a nurse really made me proud.
Wow. Okay, thank God we have one that countered what happened before. Okay, now that's a good one. Okay, we continue, please, Elochukwu.
Okay. In my previous place, there was this woman who was pregnant, and we joke a lot. I was telling her, the husband works outside the area. So I was telling her that when the labor comes, I'll be the one to push you with wheelbarrow to the hospital. So it was just a joke. But somehow, around 11:30 in the night, first daughter came to my door and knocked. I said the mother was calling me. Immediately, I felt that this woman must be in labor. I went there. The woman said, "Help me, take me to the general hospital." The general hospital was not so close, and there was nobody around there with car. I didn't have a car. I had only a small bike. There was nothing I could do. I said, "Okay, let's manage this bike." She climbed the bike and I rode on. I was going and I was praying because if anything should happen, I wouldn't
yes.
know what to do. So, but when we reached there, the midwife was already at the door. She just showed me the door. I went there to knock. The woman came out. The way she attended to us, the way she handled everything, I was so proud. I was so happy. And to be honest with you, I can't remember, but like I packaged something and gave to her.
Yeah, that's a
So,
very important part of it. Thank you.
yes. So that is it. So most of them are actually wonderful. Even though, just as I said, some of them,
Yes, our own
yes,
professional
but we
with
are
their,
human beings. We
of
can
course.
try to correct some of these things, but they are very wonderful.
Thank you so much, Elechuku. Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have another caller. Okay. Okay, our own mommy in the house.
Hello.
Yes. Good
Yeah.
evening. Your name?
I am very happy you have this program, to honor the nurses because they are great people. We know what they did during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of them paid with their lives, and I really don't know how much we have celebrated them. But I'm saying today that on behalf of as many as are grateful.
Let's just give them a shout out.
That's great for the nurses.
Yes.
And it's also good to mention here that some of us joined them and we were going at the risk of our lives to go and teach those locals how to do the sanitizers
Okay.
because it was very expensive. The pharmacies were taking advantage and made them so expensive. But these same nurses had to teach people how to provide local sanitizers so they could be protected. So we want to say thank you to them. And I'm also saying thank you to them because in this particular celebration they've had, I got the national award.
Oh, wow.
For
Another one for you. You deserve the award.
Mary Angela.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
Child Protection Radio Maria.
Oh,
God bless
thank
all
you,
the
Mom.
nurses of the world, especially the nurses in Nigeria.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mrs. Madam Mary Angela Momo. Okay, yeah, she brought out very integral highlights of what the nurses in Nigeria have done. And we've not celebrated them enough because most times they are in the front line. They are always the first responders. They are the ones that just, dabble into affairs and try to, just make sure they handle the situation. And in the past 2 years, we've had a lot of emergency cases because of the whole pandemics and all that. At this point, let me ask, what do you find most rewarding about being a nurse? Let's start with you, Nurse Fuminayo.
Thank you. You see, the nursing profession actually is a noble profession.
Yes.
And the backbone of being a nurse is the heart of love.
Wow.
Because next to God are the nurses.
Of course, the people even say that nurses are saints. I think I called you people when I started the program.
Because if you don't have love for humanity, the truth is that you won't last long in the profession.
True.
It's not about all the money you get or the dressing. Some people just want to be white and all that. No.
Oh no,
We
have a new trend of scrubs.
Of God in your heart. In fact, I remember when I was in school, the principal said that you must be a called one to be a nurse. Although we have different reasons why people go into nursing profession, perhaps it explains why some of these unprofessional characters we see, because maybe their motive from the foundation was not pure. But when you meet a called nurse, the backbone is love. And nothing makes you happy when you see that in one of our nursing called practices that you are out to alleviate suffering.
Because first of all, the patient is already frustrated.
Somebody that is sick cannot do anything for himself. Meeting you, and you are there to support that person and give that person a help until that person come back to his or her feet is very rewarding.
Very, very.
So the issue of thanks to the other man who said he gave because he was really appreciative of what he did. But that is not the first motive.
Yes.
Because the first motive is that this person coming to me, what can I do to alleviate this person's suffering? And when you see that, and there are moments that you come in contact with people that they are almost good, even they themselves are giving up on
themselves.
And in the course of you caring, hope was restored.
Yes.
What else could you think about than being happy? You are seeing that person who was almost walking in dead and now is walking out on his or her 2 feet and getting better going
Sure.
on. Those are happy.
You know, I think the nursing profession is something that every day you go home, you are just a little, you just have a reason to smile no matter what, because when you have done something out of love, you just have a reason to smile. Whether you go home, of course the pay is very important, whether it's your payday or not, but the fact that you were able to have something satisfying, it's, you know, Madam Priska, I'm sure you understand. Please just tell us how rewarding it is to be a nurse.
Yeah, nursing is very rewarding. When you do it with all your heart, you're passionate about it, you will definitely be happy, especially those of us that work with a newborn.
Newborns.
You nurse a baby that came before time,
Wow.
and with all the struggles,
Okay, the normal one
preterm,
people call premature, right? That's the normal.
you are able to nurture this baby
babies.
from that moment with the many challenges that they have.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, this baby is going home. We used to celebrate them
Of course.
with the mothers. You are happy. When you have done something and somebody is happy about that, it's definitely very rewarding. Nursing is a sure way to heaven.
I'm telling you.
And
seriously.
another sure way to hell.
Hell, yes.
So you choose the one that you want.
Yes.
And most people, I think they've chosen the sure way to heaven. At times, the nurses are there to help. Most people will misunderstood the intention of nurses most of the time. Like when we are in the neonatal unit, most people, they will go to other hospitals. They have finished spending their money and they did not get any help. They will now come to us when the child is very critical. Very critical. And then you need money again to continue treatment. When they come, they are already sapped. Psychologically, they are down.
Yes.
So at that moment, that's when you use your nursing and critical thinking to handle this set of people. You don't just go out and be judgmental. You have to be passionate and lead them on until you achieve whatever. There was an experience that we had. A baby was brought in from another hospital. The baby had jaundice. And jaundice, if you hear about the consequences of jaundice, you won't wish it for anyone. But that's what, when they come, you still admit. They will see it as just, is it not just
normal jaundice, put on that sun.
That will put on that sun.
That's what they think.
That. But it's more than that. That person came. They want to take their baby home. They didn't want to stay on admission. We pleaded. We told them, please try. Say money. But thank God that day, a good Samaritan walked in as we are still debating, staying and going. That one man took up the hospital bill, and that was how that baby was saved. We thank God for the prophet.
Wow, so you heard it from the nurses themselves. When I asked them, what's the most rewarding thing? Nasumilayo talked about love, like being able to, you know, the Holy Book, whether it's the Bible, the Quran, even the traditional settings, love is one of the key things. And when she talked about love, you could see the passion coming out from her. It's about serving with love. That's just even enough. And Nasuska here talked about satisfaction, the celebration, and everything that goes along with it. Trust me, being a nurse is quite fulfilling. And I'm sure those of you listening to us today that are still thinking about your profession, am I in the right place? If you are going into that line, you're in the right place. Trust me. If it's your calling, like you said, don't go there and make the profession look like it's not what people want to bank on. So sometimes you hear things like putting salt, injury, like Madam Momo mentioned the COVID times. You had that time, even Ebola time, when they said drink warm water and salt. It will cure any virus, you know. What are some of the common practices that you must have heard, either mythological in the village, and especially you working in the neonatal? I'm sure you hear all sorts of practices. Put milk in the eye, do this, a lot of things. What are the very weird practices people do?
First, there are a lot of things, but most times the one that is really a burden is care of the cord. We know the cord is the link that the child has with the mother in utero. That's when the child is still there. When the child comes out, human cuts it and separate the mother from the child. That cord, a lot of things our people do, a lot of things to that cord.
Yes.
So we put animal dung on the cord.
Okay, this is the first time I'm hearing this one.
So that the cord,
Are you serious?
the cord will separate quickly.
Wow.
Some they will put close up. Name it.
There's a lot of people here. People have not even heard of all these ones.
They will put close up, they put animal dung, they will all manner of things.
In the cord.
So that I don't know. And at the end of the day, the baby comes in sick, neonatal sepsis.
Hi.
And neonatal sepsis is among the 3 diseases that kill our newborn in Nigeria.
Yes.
We have prematurity, we have sepsis, and then asphyxia. These are the 3 commonest causes of death in neonates. Then apart from that, you also hear them. You know that yellowish part of the milk, the colostrum.
Yes.
They say it's sour, that is bad. If you give it to baby will. A lot of stories. They will now discard that colostrum.
Which we know is the first
immunization of the child. They will not give that child. And at the end of the day, the baby comes in sick and they will end up spending a lot of money. That's I'm so passionate about this our babies because they are innocent, they are helpless. They can't do anything, they can't question their parents. They do all sorts of things on them. And at the end
most of our myth in this part of the world is basically on children.
And until we get it right, because they are our future leaders. And the way things are going, even exclusive breastfeeding, they kick against it. That you are not supposed to give baby only breast milk. And that accounts for the uptake of exclusive breastfeeding rate in Nigeria as of today. 29%. 29%.
18 of me the I was looking at in the supermarket, almost 4,000.
All this
something that is very cheap. The same milk they are giving, they say give the natural one.
Readily available.
People have issues.
At the right temperature. Give your baby deal. So it's a burden. It's a burden that we need to really do something about.
Serious. It's always disheartening to hear these things, especially when it has to do with meeting them on people who cannot even defend themselves, who can say no, don't do it on me, or this is my right, this is what those people can't talk. No, similarly, what are your own experiences you want to share?
That we do see among she has talked about the children aspect among mothers. You see, we're still far below the SDG goal because you still find high rates of mortality among mothers, and this are self-inflicted. In what sense? You find a woman that has a complicated case already, and she's still putting her life in the line. For instance, maybe you have had first and second cesarean section, and you are pregnant, and you are not saying there's no money, no this. The next thing you are looking for one person around you. Maybe the person is wearing white. You have not even confirmed that person is even a head person, or just one of those trainees under the tree, or a quack, and you just go in with your life. And at the end of the day, you need to hear so many things that come to where we practice. In fact, it's very disheartening. You see so many women coming in bleeding, and these are things that could have been avoided in the first place. At the end of the day, the money they try to save, they spend even more. They will not spend even more than they should have taken precaution in the first place. Because sometimes a woman is told, okay, you have a reason to have CS for this baby. She's telling you, go for it. It's not my portion. I'm going to deliver. No, we are not against you having faith. But there are indications. There are maternal indications. There are baby indications. There are placenta indications. A good pregnancy that has been monitored till 9 months, something can go wrong. Immediately, that's your life needs to be saved, and the baby's life needs to be saved. But at that point, you now see some women, there are still cultures that believe that if a woman has a cesarean section, she's not a woman indeed, and you have to deliver the baby by yourself. And at the end of the day, you have delivered the baby, but your life is lost. And at the end of the day, who loses? So please, at this point, we want to really advocate. The Nigeria system is structured in such a way. We have well-trained people in the health sectors that are trained and paid to work and guide our healthcare system. And you also find some people, they have some medical conditions and they have been placed on medications. Something like diabetes, hypertension. On their own, they are not doing self-medication. They are not the doctors of themselves. It ought not to be.
You don't go for
The
checkup.
essence, you needed to go for your checkup. Your doctor is supposed to continue to
Review
monitor
it.
and continue to review. There are times they step up your drug dose. There are times they bring it down. You understand? But you see some people, they will say, no, I've kept all these things. Please, if you have faith in God, I'm not against that, please. But
God made the doctors.
even
God
the
gave the
doctors
knowledge.
and the knowledge we are practicing is not a sin against God.
It's not. God
So
gave the
at
knowledge.
that point that you know that you need medical help, please
Seek it.
seek medical
While
help.
praying.
Don't die in ignorance
Not all.
and getting information from people who cannot help you, misleading
Some
you.
people even go as far as
I'm
internet.
telling you,
They
they are
have
being
to
misled.
Healthcare
What may
provider now.
work for Mr. A
May
may not be what will work for
you know
you.
the thing is, I could come with some clinical features.
Exactly.
Another
There
person will
are
come.
different other chemistry that make a particular thing may
Yes.
work for one person and it may not work for you. So that is where you need guidance. So this assumption of going and doing your own self-medication is another issue in Nigeria. Self-medication. People they have serious issue. They are just going to chemists to be
We
buying
have
drugs.
a problem in Nigeria. Everybody, once you have headache, it's malaria. Some people have not been to the hospital because they will tell you they know the anti-malaria data. No, I know my body. Once there is a pain on this part of my shoulder, anti-malaria. And then some people now tell you when they have typhoid. Maybe when they have one headache on this side.
And even most
typhoid.
Nigeria sickness, is always malaria and typhoid. In fact, when they even approach you in the hospital,
they'll tell you I have malaria.
They will say, doctor, I have malaria.
They told the doctor one day, says, doctor, I'm here. Doctor said, okay, what's wrong? How can we help you today? He said, doctor, I have malaria. I said, I know you don't need my help. What are you doing in the hospital? If you already know what you have.
Some of those things need to be checked up. Actually, if you have some symptoms and you have taken some basic things, and after 2-3 days you don't feel better.
Even the simple paracetamol, when they advise it, even when it's written on the card, they say if symptom persists after 2 to 3 days, consult your physician. It's clearly boldly written there. They don't tell you that paracetamol. I have my experiences in the labor ward. You find a woman who comes and she was not registered in that hospital. And then they bring her on emergency because, of course, it's a specialist hospital. And then, madam, your card. And she's like, I've been coming here. Where is your card? And then they go to look for the card. And then the OB comes in. The OB guy comes in, checks her. And he's like, madam, have you been pushing? This woman denied her whole life that she has not been pushing. The OB told her, if you don't tell me the truth now, I will walk away. And you and your baby, only God knows what will happen. He just needed to hear the truth of progression from her. Not until she had to now open up and say she's been pushing for 3 days. In another place. Before they finally referred her, they told her where she's going. She should not mention it.
Because they know that it was a bad practice.
Yes, it was a bad practice. They asked her not to mention it. And she came. If not for the threats, she wouldn't have, because she was already threatened by someone somewhere who claims to be a professional. And so you see the problem we are having now. Instead of you to save your life, you're saving someone who you don't even know. And if that consultant was not on ground at that point, and somebody else, she says she has not pushed, the person will keep her there waiting, not knowing that it's not something you have to wait on. I saw another experience. A woman with a BP of 200/1 something. She's insisting she must go home. And her baby is in the ICU, premature. My husband said, if I not come today, make her not come back again. Now the major don't say,
if you die, you go
marry another one. So these are some of the traditional things people have in their head that keep them. These experiences we're saying are life experiences, and you wonder how people keep up with this kind of in our jet age. In our jet age, you know, some people tell you now our papa and mama those days they do am. Those days
Things have changed.
things have changed.
Things have changed.
And even those days, things were happening, we didn't know the reason.
Exactly.
At times they will say, Obanje baby, this one baby, that one baby.
Sickle cell.
You didn't know it was sickle cell. You understand? So we cannot be comparing now that we're even more technologically enlightened, where a baby could have been saved, and you're looking at it towards the fact that no, after all, my mama, their time, they're born for house. Nobody is saying that olden days practices are off it, but we're saying that we're in a modern age, that a lot of things have come up, a lot of technology has helped. Try and follow the trend. Try and follow the trend. As your profession marks the nursing week, what's your key message you want people to take away about the nursing profession?
The key message is that nurses are their voices to lead.
I think that is the theme. We forgot to mention it. The theme of the week is voice to lead. Yes.
There is need for investment in nursing.
Okay.
People should invest in nursing because nurses are the.
You know, we have the statistics of one patient to about 1,000. One nurse to about 1,000 and some. So imagine in that kind of situation, what happens? No, I'm just buttressing the fact of what you're saying, investing in nurses.
And there are so many areas that nursing is a virgin ground. A lot of areas that one can specialize.
But not only the Japa, you know, everybody now wants to read nursing because we all want to go to the abroad.
Even if you want to go to abroad, there are areas that you can still specialize.
Yes.
We have pediatric nursing. We have
you are clamoring for your own
oncology. That's the first oncology nursing, nephrology.
Yes.
There are lots of them.
I think every
so there is we can accommodate a lot of. We need more people to join the profession because the way I'm looking at it, in the next 5 years or 10 years, we'll also be looking for nurses that will come back to work in Nigeria
but the
from
thing
abroad.
Is, a lot of people are going now too. Are we getting more people into the system?
And that's the need for that investment in nursing. Otherwise, there will be
chaos. Oh. Okay, see, mommy now is already complaining because she knows what she's seeing. No, Spiska, I know you know what you're seeing coming behind you. It's like there's really no much hope.
People are living to.
The issue is the Nigerian nurses are not a kind of do I say encouraged. The platform and the settings in most of our hospitals is not encouraging.
The whole healthcare system generally.
You see, like you said, the burden of a nurse. You are working, you are overstretched. Maybe there is under supply of even instruments. There are situations you even know what to do, and you don't even have what it takes to carry out what you're supposed to do. And here patients are shouting on you. This person is.
You know, the thing is, they're running out to go and look for the patients are trying to.
You understand? So a lot of these things discourages people a lot, and especially the new ones that are coming in. They are not many want to really come and stress themselves when they know that they can go out there and do their profession so easily.
That
is
somebody went out there and came back here and said practicing medicine in Nigeria is suffer.
Yes, because we are still using most of the analog
everything
style
is differential analog, everything.
So the going out makes you enjoy your profession more. You understand? So that
you're
is
even
part
appreciated
of that
more.
is part, and you're appreciated more. So you see, that is part of the reason why you see a lot of people are traveling out. And you see, there is need for people to be encouraged, because just like you said, we are not prophet of doom. We just pray we don't get to that level. Because when you go out, your relations are here. Not everybody travels out
Not
with you.
everybody
So
travels
if you
abroad.
go out, who
Who
takes
will
care
Take care
of the one you are leaving behind? Somehow, somewhere, they will still need medical
Okay.
care. So there needs to be balance. Whether we like it or not, people will move. You understand? But the Nigerian nurses need to be encouraged. Like some people spoke on air right now. Encourage, when you hear that you are valued,
Yes.
you are respected, you see that you want to give in
Your
more.
best.
You understand? You want to put in your best. But in a situation where you are putting in your best and you are not even recognized, nobody cares whether you die or you live. Some structures are so tight that even when you are sick, it's even difficult for you to take a break and go and rest and come back.
Yes.
You
Most
There's
healthcare
such thing.
providers
You
hardly
understand?
even give themselves
Exactly.
their
So
own
in
break.
in such situation, obviously, sometimes it can be very annoying.
Sure.
So please, the government needs to also come in and see how these things can be restructured. Because if we keep lying to ourselves and one person go, another person coming, you cannot replace the number of that person's experience.
Yes.
Experience is not something you go
And
and
that
just
person
make.
has not
You
impacted
understand?
more
Of
people
course.
before leaving.
Exactly.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you see there's this
There's
imbalance.
imbalance.
You understand? Some people say, oh, nurses of those days and nurses of now.
these days.
Of course, because
There's no intermediate to
people are
even-
still retiring, people are leaving with their years of experience, and you think it doesn't matter? It does. So let's start looking inward. How can we even appreciate those? You understand? There are times of conflict. Yes, you had a very bad experience. Another thing is you don't need to transfer that aggression. Somebody did something wrong does not mean that every other person will be wrong. So please, when people approach nurses, they should approach nurses with some dignity. You understand? It's a core profession. I've heard so many people say so many nasty things about nurses. Like, well, you don't have to say that, but by the time we are through with you, you will not know whether we are the bad eggs or the good ones. You understand?
Yes,
but at then, some people should approach nurses with some degree of, because some people already come with this preconceived mind. As they are coming, they already come with this preconceived mind.
Kind of hospitals,
maybe they have seen certain things on the entertainment industry about nurses that is negative, and they are coming with that mindset, and I don't think that is correct. Let everybody prove his or herself, then you cannot place who this person is and at the end of the day, you can actually not divide who is a real nurse or not, because not everybody that wears white is a nurse, as we have actually defined earlier.
Wow, it's been a long day. It's been a day for the nurses. The theme for this year's celebration is a voice to lead. Give the nurses the chance to prove themselves to you, prove their profession to you and to us. Thank you very much, our wonderful guests, Nurse Priska and Nurse Fumilayo. They are both Nurse Priska Njoku and Nurse Fumilayo Israel. They are nurses, midwives, and pediatric nurses with the National Hospital. They took out time today to be with us to celebrate the Nursing Day. We appreciate our callers, Claire, Grant, Jude, Lojuko, and of course our own mom in the house, Mrs. Mary Angela Momo. We appreciate all our callers, and if you are with us, please, if you know a nurse today, if you see a nurse today, if you cannot buy a bottle of drink, please give a smile and say thank you, nurse. Yes, thank you for always standing in the gap for us, because a nurse is a mother. A nurse is, in fact, a mother is a nurse. So a nurse, one of the attributes is being a mother. So thank you very much for joining us today, and to you, our beautiful listeners, thank you for spending the time with us. It's been a wonderful day, and to all the nurses out there, we say keep up the good work you're doing. For those who stand in the front lines of emergencies and outbreaks and everything, taking care of children, mothers, helpless lives and all that, keep the good work. God will continue to reward you mightily. So from us in the studio here, we're saying have a wonderful Tuesday evening, and to all nurses out there, enjoy your week and keep being a good nurse. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Thank you.